dear.
Yes, darling.
Are you ready to watch the highest grossing film of 1955?
Darling, I've been ready for a month of Sundays. So, when you said, let's dress up for Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
I think I misunderstood you.
This is the night, it's a beautiful...
You like her, darling?
Oh, I love her.
Well, Snob Hill. Hi, gals. How's Pickens?
Look here, laddie. Who are you to barge in?
The voice of experience, Buster. Boy, just wait till Junior gets here.
With your love, the one you'll find an enchantment here. The night will weave its magic
I didn't hate that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it way more than I was anticipating.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. An interesting story, a little bit different,
Yeah, where conflict arose from lack of understanding as opposed to evil versus good.
Yeah, there was no chosen one.
Key for me was that the animals can talk, because I didn't want it to be like The Incredible Journey.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy that movie as a young person. It's 2 hours of them filming animals like walking through the woods, and then there's a narrator telling you what they're thinking and feeling.
Okay.
It's really awful.
Well, the animals talk in this one.
Yeah.
And they don't really sing, actually.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Sometimes there was just a great song going on in the background.
Yeah.
Moving the plot forward, which is really my key problem, is if it has to stop for there to be music, but not in this. The main thing I struggled with, I wanted to be on the side of this Lady and the Tramp relationship. I enjoyed both of the characters individually, but he kept calling her kid. He kept calling her pigeon.
I mean, that was like a 1950s thing, right?
I don't care. It was a diminutive. In no way were they equals. She didn't bring anything to the relationship except her innate ladylikeness.
Ladiness. Yeah. It was soaked in 1950s gender norms.
I'm a housewife knitting 'cause I'm having a baby.
And I mean,
That's the song you don't remember.
It wasn't bad necessarily. They don't feel forced on anyone. She seems to enjoy being a housewife and knitting. And there's nothing wrong with a person choosing to be a housewife, right? It's the problem when people are forced to be a housewife.
They certainly seem to present it as
there were no
thing to do.
Right, there were no alternatives presented. They didn't have to force it on anybody because that's just how it was back then. On the other hand, numbers-wise, there were practically no female roles. Lady was the lead. She was the protagonist. So we've got only our second movie with a female protagonist. But Darling, Lady, and Peg were the only women.
Yep.
And there were a good dozen, maybe 24 men.
It didn't give me warm fuzzies in terms of gender. Even in the title, Lady and the Tramp, male and female. They have quintessential roles, and you are one or the other. And,
Right.
We are becoming increasingly aware of the fact that gender, like many things, is a spectrum, and people fall into all different categories. And In all of the movies we've watched, we haven't seen anyone who fell into the LGBT community, for example. Thus far, it's been pretty Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing our best to track it. It's kind of difficult, right? Because you can't
point to someone and say, that one right there, I'm pretty sure they're gay.
Totally gay. So that's a big part of why we're tracking relationships at all, actually, is because a relationship is a nice black and white, data-driven way that we can say that is a queer relationship, that is a straight relationship. So far, they've all been straight.
Yeah, every last one.
But what about race?
Well, we are Siamese, if you please.
Oh, boy.
Single most horrifying moment ever in anything thus far.
You should have seen her face when the Siamese cats
Let's see if I can recreate it.
It was bad.
And it went from bad to worse. They go on to, demonstrate that they are evil.
Wreck the home.
Have buck teeth.
Yes.
What does that even... What?
I don't know. Why? Somebody explain that to me. In old-timey Asian stereotypes, they always have buck teeth. What? I have never seen an Asian person with buck teeth. Where does that come from?
The movie itself represented an unexpected number of cultures.
Every animal was from their country. So there was a Russian wolfhound and a German dachshund, and they all had accents. And it did, by the end of the movie, it felt like a very sort of cosmopolitan, multicultural community. And it was kind of cool. Although there weren't any black characters in this film. 1 out of 10 of the population was black at the time. There weren't that many white people, technically, either. But
all of the people that we could see skin on.
All of the people
were white, we should mention, in case you were curious.
Yeah. I don't know. In some ways, it felt very multicultural. And then in other ways, like the Siamese cats, it was racist as hell.
We are Siamese, if you please.
So, join us next episode when we scrub back to 1945 to watch the highest-grossing film, The Bells of St. Mary.
That's the year my dad was born.
Really? Was your dad the original baby boomer?
Yep, pretty much. Hi, Dad. I mean, baby dad.
You know we're not actually time traveling, right?
Well, he might watch the show.
Okay, fine, whatever.
He doesn't watch the show.
Well, if you want to watch another nun movie with us, you can find The Bells of St. Mary on Blu-ray and DVD, or streaming on something called Epix.
Tell us how we're doing in the comments section below. Follow us on Twitter and Tumblr, like, subscribe, and tell your friends.
And if you leave us more suggestions for sign-offs, we'll read them at the end of a future episode.
So until next time.
Holy scrub, Batman!
You scrubbed my submarine.
We aim to scrub.
I'm a scrub on the wind.
Wash, no!